I grew up in Southwark. I went to primary school, secondary school and college here. I became a councillor because I want to improve the quality of life in this area. It's an aspiration shared by my other colleagues who represent Camberwell on the council. It's an aspiration shared, I'm sure, by the 40,000 people living and working in Camberwell. There are many important issues that are relevant to Camberwell, but in this short film we're going to focus on just a few.
Slow the traffic down. That's the key to actually saving lives.
It just adds to the rundown feel of the area. Noise, disturbance, traffic.
Antisocial behaviour.
Your councillors want to change your situation and they want to improve your quality of life. So let's see how we can do that by working together.
This is clearly a nice, quiet residential road, but it's also got a lot of space for cars, and that means that cars do speed here. And it also means that they're passing through, they're not residents, they're leaving behind their dirt, their noise, their disruption, and they make it more dangerous for residents. Slow the traffic down. That's the key to actually saving lives and preventing injuries. The faster cars, vans, lorries, motorbikes, cyclists are going, the more likely they are to really hurt somebody if they hit them. This is a classic piece of traffic calming. This is a sort of cross between a road hump and a table, and this is designed simply to slow the traffic down. But you can see, if you watch a lot of these cars, they in fact drive over them without slowing down very much because they can get their wheels on either side. So it's a bit of a deterrent, but sometimes not enough. This, of course, is another way of making sure that the traffic obeys the rules. It's a safety camera. Some of them are designed for speeding, some are for bus lane infringements, but they all do make our roads safer. And they do that by actually getting a photograph of the person who's doing the illegal act, and then, of course, they can be charged, they can be fined. And it really does have an impact. It does save lives and it does prevent injuries.
Camberwell Station Road, residential properties on this side of the road, straight opposite a whole array of car breakers. Two problems really that have been pretty much going on unregulated for a number of years is, first of all, the operations you carry out in the day, working out the road, noise, disturbance, traffic. And secondly, in the warmer months, and we're not on a warm day today, but effectively using some of these arches as social clubs. Again, unregulated, unmanaged. And we've got to change the attitude of the people involved. They've got to understand that the way they've been behaving isn't acceptable, it's got to stop. It's been on the agenda for over a year now. There has been the occasional council blitz, which has been quite effective in the short term, but the problems re-emerge, and we have got a CCTV camera in place now, so hopefully that's acting as a deterrent and also as a way of following some of these problems up. But I think we need some more fairly strict enforcement and management from the council. We need to be talking to Spacia, the owners of the arches, make it absolutely clear to them what their contracts, or their lease contracts say, and what we expect from them.
We do have some older young people in the age range over 17 who have, some of which have had antisocial behaviour orders. They still remain in the area and are not accessing, as far as we know, training and work. And this is creating an issue for younger people who are, for instance, are reluctant to go to one of the facilities in the area because those young people are there.
What we need in this area for young people are facilities for each of the age groups. We've got, kids over 14 who don't really have any facilities, no real youth clubs aimed at them, no real sports facilities in the area, and what else are they going to do? They're not behaving criminally, just hanging around on stairwells.
They may just be meeting, which is what young people want to do, and not necessarily doing anything particularly antisocial. But the problem is that young people talking to each other in the street is seen itself as some kind of antisocial behaviour.
Our answer has to be to provide them with something to do. an alternative to just hanging around, and at the moment we don't have that.
We've also asked that we could have a connections access point here to support those older young people who really should be going forward to training and work.
We know what antisocial behaviour is. It is kids indulging that sort of petty criminal behaviour, running around on mini mopeds and things like that. That does cause a problem in an area. But, it's a tiny fraction of young people who indulge in that sort of behaviour, so they do get a bad press.
Hello, my name's Chris Page. I'm one of the councillors in Camberwell Green, and I'm here this evening with Teresa Adatoni, who's the chair of the Poets Corner Tenants and Residents Association. And we want to talk a little bit about some of the problems that have been on the estate and what's been done to resolve them, because a lot of things that have happened have been improved and got better, but there's still ongoing problems. So we want to look as well at what still needs to be done and what we can ask the council and the police to do to try and improve the lives for people living on the estate. So, Teresa, first of all, what sort of problems do you think there have been in the past regarding safety and crime on the estates?
Before in the past it was really bad. We had lots of car theft, breaking into cars, properties were broken into, they were doing drug dealing, prostitution, and those who were dealing with the drugs, they felt nobody could touch them, untouchable. They would stand there outside without any fear, no shame, passing on the drugs. There's a wrong signal to kids. That's okay, it's an easy way to make money.
If you could ask the police to do something, what would you ask the police to do?
I think, personally, the best way to catch them and to know that they're not invisible is to put on the CCTV. Once I can identify the culprit, that it will go along with them. It's a message to tell them that nobody's untouchable.
So that's a lot of the problems we've had, but
yeah.
What do you think's been done to sort of solve some of those problems?
I would say some of the shops do encourage such illicit activities. Sometimes the council don't even know who is in charge of the stores, and it makes it difficult for them to impose penalties. And once you get the message to them that they can have their licenses seized, and it's a strong message, it will go a long way to help.
The police have been working really effectively locally to try and sort that out, and recently the warden's been involved as well, which has been really good, and I think residents have seen real improvements. But as Teresa rightly says, there's a lot more that still needs to be done, and although we've got rid of some of the worst culprits, there are still people on the estate that are making lives unhappy for lots of the residents still here. There are some simple things we can do. CCTV cameras would be a huge benefit for us. So I'd like to see more investment in CCTV. I'd like to see the police working harder on the estate to try and sort out those last problems that we still have.